Hi, this is Michael. For our sixth semester C++ project, my team, Shobit and I, developed two games. One is Tic-Tac-Toe and the other is Tetris. For the Tic-Tac-Toe, we developed a console game. Uh, uh, it basically has uh, four basic components, three basic components in the main file. The board class defines the board and how exactly the game would look, and game manager manages the gameplay of the game. The main file is the calling file, and the player class defines the number of players. Uh, I'd like to show you a demo of my game. So you can decide on the size of the board. I'll go for 5. Enter a player name and a player symbol for the first player. Choose to select another player. Let's add in the player name and a symbol. That's about it. And the number of similar symbols that are required for any player to win, let's set it to 3. So the user has to input the coordinate that he wants to put a symbol in. Let's go with 1. And for the second player, let's go with 5, 5, and first player is done again. 1, 2, 5, 4, 1, 3. So player 1 won, and you can either play again or quit. Now I'd like to show you the game that we created, which is Tetris. We used SDL to create the front end, and it works in a very similar framework. We have the board which defines what the game would look like. Then there's the commands.h, the commands class, which is used to get inputs from the user and determine exactly what each input should correspond to for the sprites on the board. Game.h manages the game logic of the game, and main.cpp is the main file. Sprite.h is the class that determines each sprite, what it would look like, its color, its position, etc., etc. View is the class that is responsible for rendering the code in using graphics to the screen. I'll give you a demo of Tetris. Yeah, so this is what the game looks like. You can rotate the sprite using the up arrow key. You can use the spacebar to drop the sprite all the way to the bottom. The left and right arrows can be used to move the sprite on the board. Yes, so the moment the sprite reaches the end, the game gets rid of all the lines that correspond to it. Yeah, and once the last sprite reaches the top, the game ends, and you get to there's an alert which allows you to either play again or to quit. Uh, so that's it for our project. Thank you. Yeah. In the tic-tac-toe game, we have used the concepts of encapsulation, abstraction, uh, inheritance. Your game manager inherits from both board and player publicly. Uh, uh, for Tetris, we have made use of encapsulation and polymorphism. Uh, we've also used enumerations, uh, exception handling. What was exception handling? Yeah, so we've used exception handling in the game logic to prevent unexpected inputs from uh, stopping the game flow.